Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Constable Jennifer Dagg, Public and Media Relations Officer with Peel Regional Police. Thank you for attending this important announcement in relation to Project Warrior. After remarks, there will be an opportunity for questions. At the conclusion of this event, a media release will be issued, and a full video of the conference will be available on our social media channels. At this time, I would like to turn the microphone over to Deputy Chief Milenovich of Investigative and Emergency Services Command. Sir?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. Last year, our Specialized Enforcement Bureau, through our Guns and Gangs unit, commenced an investigation into individuals suspected to be part of a criminal organization involved in drug trafficking in Peel and in the Greater Toronto Area. As a result of that investigation, I'm very pleased to announce that we have recovered over $12 million. That's 90 kilograms of a variety of drugs, particularly synthetic opiates. We would like to begin by thanking the Ministry of the Solicitor General, Criminal Intelligence Service of Ontario, and the Public Prosecution Service of Canada for their collaboration and contribution to Project Warrior. At Peel Police, we are engaged in a number of projects like Project Warrior. We are finding tremendous success in strong collaboration between police services across the province. As everyone is aware, criminality has no boundaries and no jurisdictions. The response that police build to that needs to be equally without consideration to jurisdiction. The drugs seized through Project Warrior pose a severe risk to the public, especially synthetic opiates, which require higher doses of naloxone to prevent a fatal overdose. Unfortunately, we are going through a major opioid crisis in this province, and Peel is no exception to that. In Peel, we have had 191 fatal overdoses in 2021. That is up from 186 in 2020. 88% of those fatal overdoses in 2021 were caused by opioids, up 11% from the year prior. 78% of all overdose deaths were due to fentanyl toxicity, a 14% increase over the previous year. By July 31st this year, there were 71 overdose-related deaths. 47 are confirmed and 24 pending post-mortem verification. 80% are suspected to be opioid deaths. The data consistently shows that in Peel and across the province, we are facing an opioid crisis. Through projects like Project Warrior, we aren't just stopping criminality and addressing it, but we are helping to keep our community safe. And along with the great work that our investigators and officers are doing with enforcement as a police service, we are also invested in community safety and well-being. We continue to dedicate resources along with the community partners in prevention of getting those struggling with addictions the help they need before they are harmed or victimized. We will continue to exhaust all avenues to protect the safety and well-being of our community through upstream and preventative work. And I want to take this opportunity to very clearly provide two messages. And the first is to people that are struggling with addictions. Our police service and our community recognizes that addictions is a health concern. Nobody chooses to be addicted to drugs like fentanyl. And so my message to people that are struggling with those or loved ones of people who are struggling with addiction is to continue to look for help. Your police service will support you in doing that. To the people who are capitalizing on those vulnerabilities in our community, I want to be very, very clear. Peel Regional Police Service will invest the resources required in order to make sure that you are held accountable and that you're brought to justice. This project is evidence of that commitment. Addictions is a priority for our police service, and we will do everything we can to support people who are struggling with addiction, but we will also commit resources in a way that's commensurate to organized crime and people who want to target those vulnerabilities in our community, and we will address that. Once again, I would like to thank our Specialized Enforcement Bureau for their great investigative work, and now I would like to turn it over to Detective Sergeant Chris Fiore, who can take you through the details of the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. Good morning. I'm Detective Sergeant Chris Fiore of the Peel Regional Police Specialized Enforcement Bureau, an officer in charge of the Project Warrior investigative team. In June 2021, we commenced an investigation into an organized group suspected of trafficking large amounts of drugs throughout the GTA with strong ties to Brampton and Mississauga. Our investigators were able to identify several individuals who were using various locations to store illegal drugs. In November 2021, we executed a warrant to enter a storage facility located in Concord that was associated to the accused Phi Ho. As a result of that warrant, our investigators seized 40 kilograms of isotoniazine, which is a synthetic opioid comparable but stronger than fentanyl, 6.3 kilograms of methamphetamine, 10.7 kilograms of Xanax, and 7 kilograms of fentanyl. On June 17th, we executed 2 additional warrants. The first was a location in Etobicoke, where we seized 7.6 kilograms of MDMA, 3.7 kilograms of cocaine, and 6.6 kilograms of methamphetamine. The second location was in Kleinburg, where we seized an additional 9 kilograms of MDMA. On July 6th, our investigators executed an additional search warrant at a location in North York, along with 2 associated storage lockers and a vehicle, where the following was seized: 120 grams of psilocybin, 50 Xanax pills, 12.5 grams of cocaine, and over $19,000 in Canadian currency. As a result of these warrants, the following individuals have been charged: 35-year-old Phi Ho of Kleinburg with 7 counts of possession for the purpose of trafficking and 2 counts of breach of recognizance. 38-year-old Quang Tai Ho of Toronto has been charged with 3 counts of possession for the purpose of trafficking. 37-year-old Quan Bin Ho of Toronto has also been charged with 3 counts of possession for the purpose of trafficking. And 30-year-old Iman Pazarende of Toronto with 3 counts of possession for the purpose of trafficking and 1 count of possession of a controlled substance. The total drugs seized to date include 40 kilograms of isotoniazine, 7 kilograms of fentanyl, 16.6 kilograms of MDMA, 12.9 kilograms of methamphetamine, 3.7 kilograms of cocaine, 10.7 kilograms of Xanax, and 120 grams of psilocybin, with an estimated street value of over $12 million. This concludes my update on Project Warrior, and we'd be happy to answer any questions.
What kind of tips did you get from the public that led up to this full operation?
The matter is before the court still, and I'm not at liberty to discuss the investigative techniques and information that led to this project being initiated.
Can you just speak more to just how important it is that these drugs are no longer on the streets?
You want to touch that? Or
Sure, absolutely. Well, thank you for the question. And, I'll start with, you asked about the tips from the community, not specific to this investigation. I would like to address that. And, the community is critically important in our ability to address these types of activities. And so we quite often receive tips from the community because the reality is they aren't interested in having these drugs trafficked in their community. And so the importance of that, I'd like to take the opportunity to double down on the idea of the importance of our community being supportive of our efforts is crucial. Programs like Crime Stoppers, different things where the community says to us, we're not interested in this and contributes is an amazing piece. So, again, take the opportunity to encourage the community to understand that their police service is invested in the same things that they are. The more information we have, the easier our job is. What this means is it's $12 million of a potentially lethal drug that is no longer on the street. It's no longer available for trafficking. It's no longer available to be shared with people who are struggling with health issues. So that is a really, really important piece in our strategy. Now, having said that, we also acknowledge that our strategy is not confined to enforcement alone. The complexity of what we see here represents a number of different things. People are struggling with addiction. We're coming out of a global pandemic where isolation was a reality for many. And so people are struggling with addiction in isolation without the help they need. So taking $12 million of synthetic opioids off the street is a huge win for our community. And I just want to reassure everybody here and everybody in our community that we are entirely committed to continuing this work. We will address the organized crime. We will address people who take advantage of the vulnerabilities in our community and also support people that need help to get it. Thank you.
Detective, if you can also speak to maybe just how sophisticated these operations were?
Sophistication? Can you elaborate like, what exactly you're looking for?
With all the people involved and the different stores, lockers, I know that you can only say so much, so if you could just...
Yeah, they were an organized group. They're using multiple locations to store their drugs and distribute them throughout the GTA.
Any other questions? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Are you able to say how much of this was destined for Brampton and Mississauga?
I can't speculate on how much would be divided up between the different jurisdictions. It was seized at locations, but I can't speculate which jurisdiction each would have been destined for.
I have a question not related to this investigation, but a viral video which is circulating of assault with a weapon in McLaughlan and Steeles Avenue Road. There is a viral video.
Thank you. And unrelated to the press conference, I'm assuming this is the video that's circulating on social media that occurred at College Park. You know, we are, as a police service, aware of that. We are investigating it, and we've identified persons of interest. And again, our police service is committed to holding people accountable when they target our community. And, you know, I can confidently say that the investigation is progressing well, and we anticipate holding those people accountable as well. Thank you.
Sorry, just a couple of follow-ups on that. Do you know how many people were involved and what their age groups were?
Yeah, again, because it's an ongoing investigation, I won't be able to answer those specifics, but you know, I can very confidently tell you that our team is on it, and we anticipate speaking to the people responsible very shortly.
Okay, and do you guys have any indication about their origin?
Again, because it's an ongoing investigation at this point, I would suggest we should probably wait. But what I will commit to is a follow-up media release once that investigation is concluded.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, thank you. This will conclude our press conference for today. If there are any other further questions, you can send media relations your questions. Thank you.